foundation would be taking on, specifically Leadership Rockwall, and then forming a youth Leadership Rockwall Lemonade Day. So we focus on our youth and our future workforce and entrepreneurship. And so we were talking about how we could partner with the ISD, specifically with the Dr. Jim Burton College and Career Academy, through scholarships. So one of the things for our students is all of our teachers have to sponsor a competitive organization. So they go to competition, they go to area, state, and nationals. They have to place in each one. And as you know, none of our bonds pass. So to fund these trips is very, very expensive. So looking at scholarshiping when we reach the national level, things like that.
We're not one of the first goals, but we'll go into this one first because is the crisis management aspect of it. That it's not just a natural crisis, such as a tornado or floods, whatever it may end up being, but it could also be supernatural on top of that, like a spaceship, drones, but it could also be as far as emergency things regarding COVID. We had a COVID issue, so therefore maybe some short-term financing, grants or short-term financing for businesses, maybe a little pay advance or something like that to get them going until some of their stuff comes in. So we looked at that as maybe an option to provide financing for that. Of course, the employee and workforce development. A lot of small businesses need assistance, and therefore what we're looking at more along the lines of to expand our workforce training opportunities, to either partner with local businesses to assist us in or workshops. Rob was talking about the fact that if you bring in a new person and they want to get promoted, Roger and Rob were talking about the fact maybe there's some CE training that needs to be done. Maybe there's an expert within the chamber that can provide CE. It's free at that point rather than a lot of the firms, Rob having to pay $8,000 to do CE training for his staff or something. If Roger wants to promote someone from like a worker position to an ops position and they don't understand the difference of how to really run the business, then maybe there's training opportunities on teaching them on how they can expand and grow and work as a leader within that business, to understand operations, look at a P&L and balance sheet, things such as that, develop it. And then the last thing we're looking at is to raise money and to support local nonprofits through not necessarily like saying we're going to give you money, but maybe because you can get a lot of grant money for nonprofits or community projects. And so therefore thinking about the idea that maybe if you got, let's just say for round numbers, a $50,000 grant to give out to nonprofits, then maybe rather than just giving them money, maybe it's the idea of supporting the foundation by buying tables or golf teams or something like that.
Okay, so for our strategic goals for 2025, 2027, and I know we talked about this, but we really do need to get it established first. We got to determine the seed money, so those are two key things that we need to do. Some of the programs or the priorities were, Leadership Rockwall, because there's a lot of opportunities within that for project, and even funding a scholarship for somebody that would, wants to go through leadership but doesn't have a funding for it. So that would be something good. Workforce development is huge. Workforce development is huge, so I think programs underneath that we could fund. So youth education programs, Lemonade Day, scholarships, and then of course the community nonprofits for helping with crisis situations, and also first responders.
I don't think we really set our goals, right? What is the foundation do, right? So the first thing that we kind of came up with is it's true it's going to do all these things, and you have a longer list, and it's one of the things we came up with, I think, encompasses all of that. It serves as a conduit to receive and distribute funds for the purpose of supporting the mission. Well, it's how you define the mission, what we're going to do, right? The mission is established. So it's going to be a conduit for funds. I think also with the real estate here being the biggest asset of the chamber, or at least one of the biggest assets, if not the biggest asset, I think the foundation probably needs to own the real estate, so it's going to be a real estate holding company, which will also allow for donations and tax deductible basis to support whatever it is we need to do here. If we need to add another floor, like you said last night, or whatever we need to do with real estate. So I think there's some benefit there. And we've third thing was, legacy giving. To like promote and facilitate legacy giving to the foundation to support the chamber. That meaning, somebody like me or you guys, you probably got a life insurance policy. If something happens to you, well, where's that money going? Is it just going to your family, or do you have some nonprofits you set aside to give to? Well, if you do have some nonprofits you set aside to give to, it probably isn't the chamber's day, because you don't really think of the chamber as a nonprofit in the same way, right? Because it's not a 501c3. It's not going to have a foundation. It's not raising funds, for to fund future things. So maybe that would be a possibility. And also, not just with life insurance policies, but also people with wealth, maybe retired business people, past leaders. I think the chamber could, the chamber foundation could solicit some estate or legacy giving from those people, some pre-planned giving to help build